Welcome to the 2011 Mid-American Conference Football Media Day. We are at Ford Field in downtown Detroit, Michigan, the home of the Detroit Lions, for a look at Mid-American Conference football this year. Hi, I'm Steve French, and it's right here on this field where everybody hopes to be in the MAC on December the 2nd. That's a Friday, and that is the Mid-American Conference Championship game. Of course, the Zips, one of the greatest games, maybe the greatest in school history, right here on this field. Back in 2005, followed by a 2005 appearance in the Motor City Bowl. Now in this field is the Little Caesars Bowl. Today we're going to talk with coaches from around the Mid-American Conference. We're also going to hear from Akron coach Rob Ianello, from guard Zach Kasparek, and inside linebacker Brian Wagner. We'll also get a look at the Zip schedule for 2011 and tell you how you can buy tickets. Let's take a look at the Zips 2011 schedule. It starts in the Horseshoe in Columbus against the Ohio State Buckeyes on Saturday, September the 3rd, with a big noon kickoff. The following Saturday then, for the Zips, it is the home opener and the Mid-American Conference opener against the Temple Owls at 6 p.m. From there, Akron heads off to the Big East and the Cincinnati Bearcats at Nippert Stadium, and they finish out the month of September in a home game with the Keydets of Virginia Military. That is a 2 o'clock start at Infocision Stadium. It's the quick trip up to Ypsilanti, Michigan to start October, and the Eastern Michigan Eagles, another afternoon tilt, followed by a huge 3-game homestand. Florida International on October the 8th, and that's homecoming with a 2 o'clock start, followed by Ohio University after a week off on October the 22nd at 3:30, and they round out October against Central Michigan, and that is a noon kickoff on October 29. We start November with a weeknight game at Miami against the Redhawks on Thursday, November the 3rd. Follow it up 9 days later with a battle for the wagon wheel. November the 12th against Kent State at Infocision Stadium at 2 p.m. And it's 2 road tilts to end the regular season at Buffalo and the day after Thanksgiving at Western Michigan. And then it's Ford Field, Detroit for the Mid-American Conference Championship game on Friday, December the 2nd. For tickets, go to www.gozips.com/tickets or call 1-888-99-ACRON for ticket information, sales, season ticket packages, and more. We're here with University of Akron second-year head football coach Rob Ianello, and let's talk about the momentum you built up at the end of last year, because you had solid play, close games, one victory that last month, and how that carried over into the spring and hopefully into this next season.
Well, we played our best football at the end of the season and steadily improved as a program. And sometimes when you don't go through as successful of a season, you maybe play good early in the season and don't improve. We were reversed. So we really played well at the end of the year. I liked how we competed. I like how we improved. That's a credit to our coaches. That's a credit to our players for staying the course and believing in the process. Mm-hmm. And, transition is difficult. And it's a credit to our upperclassmen, our juniors and seniors, that they hung in there with transition and they did what was best for the University of Akron and Akron football. So they should be complimented on that. But we used how we've played the last month of the season as a springboard to get into recruiting, which we felt we did very well, and to come back in January with our off-season lifting and then our conditioning program, then spring practice. So I really was pleased with that because it's the second time around. So the expectations were very clear, and everybody understood that. It wasn't a reteaching process. I felt like in 2010 we were thinking and adapting to things, and right now what we're going to do is we're going to improve on our execution of everything. So spring practice, we were a much better football team than any time during the regular season a year ago, which is expected. And I'm thinking that our players took a lot of great leadership in the summer upon themselves to push and train and work with a strength coach, and that'll be evident when they show up here next week. It was evident in my home. We had them all over for dinner last Wednesday, our whole team, and they look different, okay, and they talk different and they walk different, but physically they look much improved. Mm-hmm. That's the first time you really get a chance to see them because we can't be with them in the summer. So I'm eager to get them here next week and start training camp number 2. All
right. You do have a lot of new skill people on offense. How do you think that's going to kind of work a way out for you?
I'm excited about our skill people. I know we had some good guys leave that had great production, but Marquello Sewell, who's a young man we redshirted a year ago, he could have been probably ready to play half a season last year and had really good production. It really helped us. But that wouldn't have been good for him, or I think good for the long-term growth of the program. So we redshirted him. I expect big things from him. Keith Sconyers played some last year as a true freshman. He'll be that much better for that as he goes through. I really like the growth of Anthony Merriweather at receiver in spring practice. He's changed his body. He's really worked to be a really good receiver. And we're expecting a lot out of A.J. Price, who's a newcomer that we brought in here, and we're expecting a lot out of him. In the backfield, Broderick Alexander has played. He played as a freshman, had a lot of carries as a true freshman. And a year ago, because of injuries, he had a red shirt. So he's got some veteranness to him. He's got some experience to him. And then we're all going to, I think, like Juwan Chisholm. He's a young man we redshirted a year ago. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. I think he's going to come into training camp at 210. And I think the Zips fans are going to be excited about him as we move forward. So although we don't have we have new people in those roles, my expectation is as the season progresses that those guys will be everything we want them to be and give us the production that we need at those positions.
I know you're very pleased with your recruiting class, and you said you haven't had to have contact with a lot of them over the summer, but they have been on campus, and you got to be always excited to get new blood into the program.
Well, our freshmen have been on campus since the 19th of June. They went through 5 weeks of summer school, took 2 courses, got a chance to train with our strength coach, and then they take this 10-day break and go home. But eager to get them here and have our first full recruiting class contribute to our team. I believe there's a lot of guys that can contribute in some way to the success of the Zips this fall, and looking forward to them coming in next week and going to work with us.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Ohio State is first for you, and a lot of attention for that game. And not to forget, you turn right around from that and play Temple at home. So that's a difficult start.
Well, the start to our season will give us great urgency in training camp for the coaches and for the players. And there's going to be no ease into the season, which some programs get a chance to do. But this will be great to play on a national stage in the first game in the state of Ohio. Most of our roster is young men from the state of Ohio, and it's going to give us a great opportunity to go in there and really kind of lay it all out there. It'll be fun. I know our players are excited. We got a lot of work to do before we get to that, but I know it's going to give us great focus during training camp as we get moving for our coaches and for our players, and then put us have a lot of fun on that day, hopefully.
Inside linebacker Brian Wagner, the junior from Springfield Catholic Central High School in Southwest Ohio, leading the Zips in tackles the last 2 years, 262 tackles coming up on his junior season. Let's talk about, first of all, having a new defensive coordinator you worked with in the spring in Kevin Cosgrove, and if we've seen any, you felt any big changes from that?
I wouldn't say big changes. I think he fits in well with the staff, and he came in the spring, we hit the ground running, and we haven't looked back. I thought we played great defense in the spring, and hope we can build on that through the bringing it into this season. The defense we played, and he's great. He's fit right in, and everyone seems to enjoy him and the style of defense he brings.
As we head into this season, what do you think the defensive strengths are?
I would say we have a lot of returners at linebacker. We lost Mike T, and that was a big loss. But a lot of us are experienced. We got game time experience, and hopefully that can be the focal point of our defense and propel us to play well next season. So.
And then any thoughts in mind? I don't know if that's necessarily a number of victories, but what kind of goals do you have going into your junior year here?
Just to start winning. We need we definitely need to turn the program around. Make some things happen this year, and I think we got all the pieces in place. We just got to do the little things, just make it happen, and we can do it. We know we can. We did it against Buffalo towards the end of the season, and we know we can win. We just gotta show and put everything together this season. So.
And we are with Zips senior right guard Zach Kasparek out of New Brighton, Pennsylvania, getting ready for his final year in an Akron uniform. And let's talk about your goals, your thoughts. Big victory at the end of last year to go into this season. What are you thinking about as the new season's just ahead?
Well, the big win last year really helped us out, really brought us into the offseason, allowed us to work hard, get a lot of things accomplished through that, have a great spring ball together. Really just going into the season, as an offense, we built our offense off the running game, so we're looking to establish that and also have a deadly passing game as well.
Now you're in the second year in essentially the same system. There will be some new people in it, but the same offensive coordinator. So it should be better for you that way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just from going from the previous staff system to this new system, that extra year really helps out as you get timing down. Just like the fundamental footwork you have to do as an offensive lineman, different calls, things like that. But that extra year really helped us out, and we're really looking forward to this year.
And certainly, as a senior on that offensive line, you would be one of the leaders up there.
Yes, me and Jake Anderson are both two seniors, and Pat McCluskey is another one. We're just looking forward to playing the best of our abilities and just have a great last season at Akron.
We're here with Mid-American Conference Commissioner Jon Steinbrecher, and let's talk about MAC football. That's today, obviously, and you assess the state of where the Mid-American Conference is in football right now.
You know what, we're coming off a span where in the past 3 years we've had 4 more teams in bowl games, first time ever for this league. I think the prospects for this year to have 4 or 5 teams in bowl games is also very good, but we'll have to take care of that over the months to come here and take care of business on the field. But if our coaches are to be believed, I think we've got some teams that should be pretty good this year.
I think you're right about that. And television, ESPN, STO, the television package remains solid.
You know, we've been fortunate. We've been able to grow it, and I hope we can continue to do so. We do have very solid coverage. We have as much national coverage as really any of the non-AQ BCS conferences, and that's a plus. Now, I know not everyone enjoys the midweek games always, but you know what? If we want to be on national TV, we better learn to embrace that. And so let's have some fun with that. STO and our other regional carriers are becoming very good partners, and we're pleased with that. And again, what can we do to give our coaches more tools in their tool belt as they're out recruiting and working to build their programs? Right.